COVID sucks. Stopped us from going to restaurants and gym, stopped us from travelling around, and even stopped us meeting up with friends. I feel like some people don't really know COVID at all.
Now we have over 120 million dead from COVID.
See? Don't know COVID at all. So
was this just him misspeaking? Can I find the video of that? I already see the whole conversation because people are going to say like, oh, well, he was just citing that as a joke or whatever. But it's obvious he meant 120,000. But I'm just curious, why would anyone intentionally cut the video short to make him bad, to make him look bad dishonestly? Oh, wait, are you asking? What do you mean, why would people do it? Because people do this dumb shit all the time.
People drastically underestimate is the impact on the mental health of people who now everything is complicated. Not only is the healthcare piece, but people don't have a job, people don't have anywhere to go, they don't know what they're going to do. And a lot of people you have unnecessarily, now we have over 120 million dead from COVID. Over 120,000 dead from COVID. And you have so many, now we're past 2 million. I mean, and we're talking about.
Wait, why did the video fuck up?
Now over 120 million dead from COVID. Over 120,000.
Now it looks like a government psyops CIA campaign. What if it's deep fake?
We have so many, now we're past.
Spliced audio. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm assuming this is, but okay. I mean, if there's 124,000 dead, he said 120 million dead. It's pretty obvious what he meant. I don't think anybody thought that Biden meant that there were 120 million dead Americans. That's a pretty extreme number.
20 million dead from COVID.
see? Don't know COVID at all. We all want to defeat COVID, right? And to defeat your enemy, you must first know your enemy. I thought I'd make a quick video showing just how deadly it is by looking at the numbers. Because what's that quote, right?
Oh, we're going to see that fucking... There's one graph that conspiracy theorists always link. I shouldn't call them conspiracy theorists, but it's like the chance of dying from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, but like 10 to 20, 20 to 30 or whatever. And it's like 99.9994 survival rate or whatever. It's always...
Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie.
I've seen that so often. Yeah, Eric, I feel like I've seen this graph like 50 fucking times.
To start, right, let's pick a random number of people. I don't know, let's say, 37,594. Yep, totally random. This is 1 pixel, and this is 37,594 pixels. Each pixel representing 1 person in our test group. So let's take this group of 37,594 people, right, and infect them all with COVID. For science. And in order to understand just how deadly COVID is, right? So first of all, right, we need to...
Fuck, I feel like I don't want to watch the rest of this video. Okay. It feels like... I feel like we do the same arguments like a million times. There's 2 big problems, okay? One, when we talk about issues with COVID, it's not always just who dies. It's like the number one, like, most dipshit way to look at like a disease. Like, oh, does it fucking kill you? Oh, does it kill you? Like, what's the fatality rate of like having your eye fucking gouged out? Right? My guess is probably somewhat low. Like, is there anything sensitive if you just like dig your eye out of your head? I don't think do people die from that often? Unless you like goes back to your brain or something, right? But obviously this isn't like, oh, well, as long as you're surviving, it's okay. Not to say that like the coronavirus gouges your eye out. I'm sorry, because now someone's like, are you saying it's the same thing as like blah, blah, blah. Sure, infection or not. That depends. If you get stabbed in the eye, you're probably fucked. But it's not just about the death rate. There's 2 things going on, okay? There's 2 things. I feel so stupid explaining this because it's so fucking obvious. It's so obviously fucking obvious. But number 1 is there are people that are going to be adversely affected in potentially the long term with other types of conditions. Now, we don't know what those are yet. Those are still up in the air. And I think I saw something out of the UK that says that previously our worries about long COVID were on the high end, that it's actually lower than we thought for people that were left with long-term conditions, which is good. But we still don't know, okay? And for a crowd that is relentlessly screaming that they're scared that in 4 years the vaccine is going to emerge from your body, as a spawn of Satan and kill you, it just seems strange that we don't care at all about the long-term side effects of the actual disease that the vaccine is based on, okay? So 1 is long-term effects. 2, more pressingly, is when you have a lot of people getting sick by something that is survivable in a hospital, it demands medical resources, which is hard. It stresses the system. I think typically ICUs aim to be about... I've read 70% full is about where they try to stay. But when those numbers start to edge up to 90, 95, 100, you start having to make very weird decisions I say weird, but you start having to like decide who gets in, who doesn't. People die that otherwise shouldn't have, and these are problems. So hospital overcrowding and potential long-term effects. These are the two things that we're worried about, okay? It's not just who dies, okay? We're past that in society. We've made it past that. We've gotten past the point of society where we're trying to evaluate if something is good or bad just based on whether or not you fucking die, okay?
You know how many of our test group will die by finding out COVID's kill rate. COVID is deadly great. Bet it's like 70% or something. Wrong. It's just over 2%. What? Yeah, mate. 220 million have gotten COVID with final outcome so far, of which over 215 million have survived. That's a 98% survival rate. Really? Mate, that's pretty crap for a deadly disease, not gonna lie. Pussy. Which, if we apply to our simulation, that means that of our 37,594 people who we gave COVID, right, a grand total of 838 will die. Rest in peace, boys. But let's analyze those 838 further by seeing what ages COVID affects.
Count until I drop. 1, 2, 3.
COVID is deadly great. It kills people of all ages, young and old, equally and indiscriminately.
Okay. I've heard a lot of crazy left-leaning people talk pretty consistently. I don't think I've ever heard this talking point ever in my life. I don't think anybody in the history of mankind has uttered that. Maybe in the very ultra beginning, some people might have said some dumb shit. Maybe. I don't even remember that in the beginning. But typically when it comes to diseases, I think we're almost always worried about old people. That's like ubiquitous throughout all of diseases. In fact, it's so common that there was it the Spanish flu? I should remember this. But like there was one disease that came through and it killed young people. And it was like, and people were actually like, whoa, shit, that's really fucking weird. Because, yeah, I think it was Spanish flu. Because normally young people don't die to like flus and diseases. That's really rare. That doesn't happen. So yeah, I mean, like everybody knows that diseases tend to kill older people more often. Like, I feel like I'm watching a Homestar Runner episode, but okay.
Wrong! Because according to these death numbers from the CDC, combined with these numbers from the US Census, if you're over 45, you are literally 958 times more likely to die from COVID than someone under 18. What? And if you're over 65, mate, you're almost 2,500 times more likely to die. Oh my God! Yeah, mate, COVID is an old people disease. Only 3% of all COVID deaths are under 45.
Okay, and again, just to reiterate how kind of silly this sounds, like if you're gonna go that way, almost all diseases are old people diseases. Like diseases are usually what kill old people. It is really hard when you're in your 20s or 30s or even 40s to die because you got like a flu or whatever. Like that's some pretty crazy shit. Like generally younger people, you have to start getting like pretty old to like die of diseases generally. Unless we've got some crazy like bacterial meningitis or whatever crazy shit or whatever. Like generally people don't die of diseases when they're like below 50 years old, you know?
45 is not even that young in the first place. Simulation time. Which means that of our 838 that died from COVID, right? Unlucky boys. The amount that we would expect to be younger than 45 is just 25 of them. Rest in peace, boys. But let's analyze that remaining 25 one last time and see how many of them were already in shit health to start with.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I love counting.
COVID is deadly. 96%.
Okay, I don't understand the point of any of this analysis. This is going to be true for every single disease. Even if we had a highly lethal disease, it's still going to kill older people more. It's still going to kill people with pre-existing conditions more. This is going to be true for every single disease and every disease that ever comes out ever. Like, what is the name of the disease that targets young, healthy people? Like, do these exist? I don't understand what the point of this video is. It's like we're discovering diseases for the first time. You're like, holy shit, Yesterday we learned about, besides League of Legends, true. Yesterday we learned about diseases, man. It's crazy. Seems like they really don't like old people that have like a lot of comorbidities with dying of certain diseases. Like I don't understand what the, maybe drug abuse related stuff. I don't know, Jesus.
Let's skip the foreplay, do you know what I mean? Listen, it was 99% overall, right? But for people under the age of 45 who died from COVID, 96% of them had some other serious underlying health condition. Yeah, rest in peace, you cunts. Listen, thus we get our conclusion from our simulation, mate. That for every 37,594 people who get the deadly COVID, the amount of people it would kill who are old as fuck and are already in shit health to begin with is one. One not old as fuck person who isn't already sick out of 37,594 people. Seriously, what kind of deadly disease is that? Mate, it's shit.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, yeah.
So to summarize, we have found that COVID has a 2% death rate, right? And kills mostly the old, fat, and immunocompromised. Big word. So much so that literally tens of thousands of people have to be infected with COVID for it to kill just one healthy person under the age of 45. Very scary. I'm sure you'll all agree. Listen, COVID's been talked about like it's this deadly thing that wants to and will kill everybody, right? But after seeing these crap figures and specific demographics, I can't help but feel that there's been a lot of fear-mongering going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, right? Has it killed a lot of people? Absolutely. But is it an equal risk to everyone? Absolutely not. And it'd be a lie to say it is.
Has anybody said that? I don't even know where...
Come to my Twitch afterwards, right? We'll have a nice debate about all this if facts make your butt hurt.
He said his next vid is going to be on the vaccine. No way. All right.